Rob Halford is saying that America is still incredibly homophobic. This is the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison. It says it gets him really angry and upset. Mr. Halford declared his homosexuality back in 1988 during an appearance on MTV News, and he was interviewed on the latest episode of a podcast called Queer the Music. Honestly, I'm not familiar with this podcast or many podcasts because I don't really listen to podcasts. That's me, unless they're posted on YouTube, which is hosted by Mr. Jake Shears. Asked by Shears if he thinks attitudes about sexuality have changed in the heavy metal world since he came out more than 25 years ago, Rob Halford said, "Oh yeah, although depending where you're at," he goes on to say that America is still incredibly homophobic. He's lived there for a long time, and he's seen a lot happen since the 1980s. It really gets him angry and upset. But when he goes on stage to perform with Priest, some guys will say, and he's laughing at this, that they love Judas Priest, but they're not gay. And the thing, and it still lives with him to some extent that it bothers him. He goes, it might be a fraction, but when he walks on stage, when Priest is doing headline tours, he knows that everybody has come there to see this band, and the songs that they've made and watched them perform, surely they're there with complete acceptance in their heart, which they of course are. Everyone in the room is like, we don't care, as they shouldn't. They shouldn't care. He goes, this labeling it shouldn't be a part of anything. They shouldn't care. It's about what you're doing. It's about your art and craft and your work. That's all that matters. So to be able at this point in his life to look back and see how he got through all the stuff, it's an absolute miracle. He says somebody's been watching over there or over his shoulder for such a long time. He's aware that now he has a slightly better understanding of life through wisdom, and his reflecting on his decision to publicly declare his homosexuality. Rob said he was in a band called TWO, which I vaguely remember, and it was a short-lived project with Trent Reznor, the guy from Nine Inch Nails. They were involved with it. So was that John Five, who's now with Motley Crue. He was in New York doing a press set for 2WO. He had his black eyeliner on, got this fur coat. It's on MTV, the bald head and everything. We're talking about da da da. They're talking about the band, and I go, well, speaking as a gay man, this is blah 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 blah. And then I heard somebody's clipboard drop on the floor because I formally announced to the world that I'm a gay man. This is what Rob Halford was saying. So he did that show. He went back to the hotel, sat in a room going, what have I done? What have you done? And I was like, I don't care. And he was also asked in the moment to publicly declare his homosexuality. He said it was very natural because it wasn't premeditated. He didn't wake up that morning saying to himself he's going to come out. It was just the way he was talking now as a regular pure stream of consciousness to just take talking away. So the conversation came, and that was that. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else has to subscribe. We thank you much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. He goes around and said it was their internet in 1998. He said it was probably his infancy, and to an extent, yes. But when it went around the world, didn't it? Rob Halford comes out within days. His mailbox was filled up from people over the world saying, I can't believe what you've done. It's such a beautiful thing. And he was doing that because I was able to tell my mom and dad I'm a gay person. This was a fan setter, obviously. The good came from that day, not only from this thing of letting yourself out of a self-imposed prison. Going beyond that, it's a big landscape of rigid people that you probably never met in your life. To get such incredibly intimate, personal, emotional letters was just so profound. And he goes on to say when he's away from Judas Priest, the TWO project, he was also at the Fight project, and he said for the guys to welcome back when he returned to Priest, they already knew he was gay and everything, so it didn't matter to them. But they said they don't care, and that it is all about the music. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else has to subscribe. We thank you very much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. And regarding to what Rob Halford said about America still being incredibly homophobic, it's getting him angry and upset. Unfortunately, you get unfortunately people that commit hate crimes in general, and this stuff happens all over the world. It's just not in America. Your thoughts, friends? Shame, shame, shame.